Look at some of the most productive innovators alive today. Elon Musk is famous for regularly sustaining 14 to 16-hour workdays to manage multiple multi-billion-dollar companies. This level of stamina has long been the standard for extreme achievement. Thomas Edison built his legacy on the same unrelenting time commitments in his laboratory. It applies to pure intellectual giants as well. Srinivasa Ramanujan paired his raw mathematical intelligence with immense continuous hours of intense dedication. But for most students, the reality looks different. You sit down at your desk, highly motivated, only to hit a massive invisible wall somewhere around the 3 or 4 hour mark. Your brain gets foggy, you start yawning relentlessly, your focus shatters, and reading a single paragraph suddenly takes 10 minutes. This wall exists because of a systematic buildup of physical, environmental, and chemical friction. To study for 14 hours, you have to dismantle the specific barriers currently draining your biological battery. The first major barrier is the assumption that your brain operates at a flat, static energy level all day long. It doesn't. This chart tracks a typical daily cognitive cycle. By using energy-based planning, we can categorize your tasks into 3 specific cognitive zones that match this curve. First is your golden time, from 5:30 to 11 a.m. Notice how the chart peaks here. This is when your brain is most active, making it the required window for high-friction subjects like math and physics. Then we hit the midday dip, from noon to 4 p.m. Your logic centers are fatigued, making this zone ideal for memorization tasks like history or biology. Finally, the chart levels into recovery time from 5 to 9 p.m. Energy is low, so stick to revising notes or taking mock tests. If you ignore this cycle and force yourself to do complex calculus during your afternoon dip, you will spend twice the time to get half the output. Aligning your tasks with your natural biological rhythms allows you to double your efficiency without requiring any extra effort. The second barrier is trying to run a high-performance intellectual engine on an empty physical tank. This diagram shows blood flow in the brain. Because your body is mostly water, even slight dehydration restricts this vascular network. Less blood flow means an instant loss of focus. To prevent this, keeping a 2-liter water bottle on your desk for constant intake is a basic requirement. Then there is sleep. Skipping your nighttime rest to squeeze in more study hours causes your cognitive performance to plummet. 7 hours of sleep is the minimum required to avoid a total system breakdown. To sustain focus across 14 hours, many high-performance teams use a 20-minute midday nap. This short sleep resets your focus, providing a fresh burst of energy for the afternoon block. You also have to manage your fuel. Heavy junk food pulls your body's energy toward digestion, inducing a state of sluggishness and cognitive decline. No amount of ambition matters at all if your biological hardware is structurally compromised by bad fuel and exhaustion. The third barrier involves environmental friction and the chemical hijacking of your brain's reward centers. Your environment dictates your output. Because the brain associates soft surfaces like beds or sofas with relaxation and sleep, sitting there triggers a physiological slowdown that can halve your cognitive speed compared to a dedicated table. Create targeted sensory deprivation. Use earplugs to block out noise, and remove every book from your desk except the one subject you are currently studying. But the hardest part is chemical. Your brain naturally seeks the path of least resistance, making mindless phone scrolling a powerful addiction. Constantly feeding yourself cheap dopamine destroys your capacity for sustained attention. To counter this, you have to initiate a dopamine detox. Keep your phone on airplane mode, lock away distracting apps, or cut off social media entirely for a full week. When you do need a screen break, use passive learning. Watch educational content that builds your general knowledge without draining your active focus. Optimizing your desk space and locking away your phone protects your neurochemistry from the constant pull of easy distractions. When your schedule, your biological fuel, and your physical environment are completely aligned, studying for 14 hours stops feeling like a feat of endurance. It becomes a sustainable state of flow. This timeline visualizes the complete system. You can see the golden, slow, and recovery phases balanced with sleep and meal blocks. Use this framework to restructure your day immediately. Your initial motivation is just a spark. Nobody is naturally born with the ability to work 14 hours a day. High output is achieved through the technical management of your environment and biology. It turns a massive academic goal into a predictable outcome of the system you've built.